February 16th, 2021. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. In addition to publishing of the annual meeting schedule, electronic notice was provided on February 12th, 2021 to the local source and Star Ledger, noting that the meeting would be conducted through the Ring Central program and containing information on how to access the meeting. The same information was posted on the city's website, Linden TV, the bulletin board, and the front door of City Hall. Copies of the agenda, finance report, and personnel reports are also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct the prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the public who may be attending are on mute until the public hearing on ordinances or the public comment portion of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please use the raised hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you are registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration as at any council meeting. When public comment is open, the ability to register will be closed. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond?
Can you hear me here?
Yes.
I'm having technical issues.
Mr. Javik?
Present.
Caldwell?
Present.
Mr. Mohammed's excused. Ms. Cosby?
I'm sorry, I'm here.
Mr. Roman?
Present.
Strano?
Here.
Blaine? Is he?
I believe he's running late.
Okay. Medina?
Councilman Medina? I believe he should be, he's probably having some difficulties logging in.
Mrs. Hickey's excused. Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Here. Okay. Okay, can we have approval of the minutes of the January 5th, 2021 and January 19th, 2021 regular meetings?
Council President, I will move approval of the minutes because Councilman Blaine is not here yet. Request a second on that.
Second.
Thank you.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Cosby?
Abstain on both.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to presentations. We have a presentation recognizing Linden resident Kyle Phipps for efforts at Dr. Martin Luther King Park. I'm gonna call upon Councilwoman Caldwell and Mayor Armstead to do the presentation. Councilwoman Caldwell, Mayor.
Resolution 2021-117. Resolution recognizing Kyle Phipps for his efforts in arranging the 4th Ward community cleanup of Dr. Martin Luther King Park. Whereas Nelson Mandela once said, safety and security don't just happen. They are the results of collective perspective and public investment. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in our society, a life free of violence and fear. And whereas many of our fellow citizens have adopted this philosophy, doing things not for recognition, but as a statement about the type of community they want to live in. And whereas born Lindenites with grassroots are a pillar to the community, as well as a newcomer residents that are also compassionate to growth of Linden. A influential person once said, if you want to lead, first you must learn how to follow. One such individual who is a testimony to this is Mr. Kyle Phipps. And whereas Kyle Phipps is a lifelong Linden resident who currently resides in the 3rd Ward, Kyle grew up in Linden 4th Ward and has always taken pride in giving back to the community. We want to recognize and express our great appreciation to Kyle for his efforts on inspiring 4th Ward neighbors to come together by planning and cleaning up Dr. Martin Luther King Park that was held on August 22nd, 2020. In the future, Kyle plans on hosting an annual community cleanup day to bring people together and hopes to make everyone more aware of their environment, because it's imperative that we as a people take ownership of our community. And now therefore it be resolved that his unselfish actions have made the city of Linden a better place, and Councilwoman Monique Caldwell, along with Mayor and Council, wish to acknowledge Kyle Phipps and express their heartfelt appreciation to him for his unsolicited efforts that have made the area better, for no other reason than the desire to have and maintain a safe and clean community, and expressing the city's gratitude for his efforts in making Linden a better place. And be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the minutes of Council of the City of Linden, and that a copy be presented to Kyle Phipps in a permanent recognition of this foregoing, passed February 16, 2021, and approved February 17, 2021. Thank you so much, Kyle.
Yes. Mayor?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
First, let me just thank Kyle Phipps for his efforts to help keep the 4th Ward Park clean, or Dr. Martin Luther King Park clean. I've known Kyle since he was a little boy. He's a great big grown man now, and his actions really don't surprise me, because he comes from a very good family. And I'm very proud to say that his grandfather and my father were very good friends. They spent a lot of time with each other. So again, watching him grow up, Kyle, and just watching the way he behaved as a youth until his young adulthood that he is now, I'm not surprised by his actions and his desire to keep our city nice, to keep his park nice, and to keep our community nice. He's from that community, and he has every intention on trying to make sure that community stays nice. So I want to just thank him from the bottom of my heart for his efforts, and I want him to continue his efforts and continue to bring young people into our fold, Kyle, because you all know what we're trying to accomplish here in this town, and that's a better Linden for all. So thank you so much, and keep up the good work, young man.
Okay, Kyle, would you like to speak?
Yes, I just want to say, hey, everybody that's in this call right now. Thank you, Councilwoman from 3rd Ward and Mr. Derek Armstead. Like you said in the speech before, I just thought like this was a great way to bring everyone together and just to bring awareness to the community in the 4th Ward area. And yeah, I'm just happy to have it as an annual thing now after each community day in the summer. So just another way to bring everybody together, something positive. So it's a cool thing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone in this call.
Thank you, and congratulations.
All right.
Okay. Okay, we're now going to move on to ordinances on hearing. Okay, we're gonna start with ordinance 65-1.
Zoning, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Now therefore be it resolved be it hereby ordained by the city council of the city of Linden that section one, that chapter 31 zoning, section 31-11 shall be, and the same is hereby amended.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? From the public right now. Okay, seeing none, could we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 65-1. Move for approval and request a second.
Okay,
Second.
discussion?
Sorry.
Councilman Roman, you had your hand up?
Thank you, Council President, I appreciate it. Is Mark Rotako on?
Yes, he is.
Hey, Mark, I see this is changing our zoning ordinance. What exactly precisely is this doing?
I believe it's amending it's amending the planned development on the Legacy Square property to include, I believe, gas stations and convenience.
And I believe it has something to do with the roadway in between properties as well. This is from last month. Thank you.
Yeah, it was on last month too, right?
Thank you, Mark. I remember we discussed this in the back room. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. We have a roll call.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby, Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine, Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 65-2.
An ordinance amending Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 20, entitled One-Way Streets, being ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, 7-20 one-way streets, add West 15th Street, direction west, from Southwood Avenue to South Style Street.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 65-2. Approve it and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Okay. Let's see any hands raised. Okay. Discussion, anyone? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby, Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mr. Blaine,
Yes.
and Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes.
Council President, I just got a text from Councilwoman Cosby indicating that she kind of got booted out of the meeting. So maybe she's experiencing some technical difficulties here.
Okay. I'll let IT know, Mayor.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on with ordinance 65-3.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the city of Linden, passed August 15th, 1995, and approved August 16th, 1995, adopting salary schedule 4-PP1.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to move that ordinance number 65-3 hearing be closed, the ordinance adopted, and I request a second.
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 Discussion? Who has their hand up? Okay, Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President. I guess this is personnel salaries. Mr. Roth available?
Look at your screen.
Mr. Roth?
Alan Roth?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Roth, what is this ordinance doing and what salaries are being changed?
Sorry, I don't know, I don't
Yes.
have the documents. What's the ordinance? Councilman?
Same thing as last one.
Antonelli is raising his hand and
Mr. Antonelli?
Thank you, Council President. I'll try and answer the councilman's question. So this salary ordinance is for the positions of laborer, both seasonal and summer help, clerk, summer help, sports, score timer, part-time, student assistant, student laborer, part-time clean communities, lights operator, bathroom, part-time rec, and recreation attendant. The minimum and maximum as to all the positions minimum and max is $12 an hour, except that the recreation attendant has a minimum of $12 an hour with a maximum of $15.
Mr. Roman.
Antonelli, Mr. Roman, the reason we have to pass this particular ordinance is they changed the minimum wage. Our minimum was 11, now it's 12. That's the reason for the change.
thank you, Alan. Thank you, Mr. Antonelli.
Yes, and council, it was attached to your resolutions in the packet, so.
Council President, I'm aware, I'd just like to allow the public to know what we're doing. So humor me when I let such a vague description on our agenda try to let the public know that what we're doing with all these ordinances. Council President.
Okay, ordinance 65-4.
We didn't take a vote on that yet.
Oh, we have a motion and a second. We're going back to 65-3. We have a roll call, please.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Crosby, Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 65-4.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 2, Administration of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the council of the city of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 2, Administration, Article 4, Department established, Section 2-13, Department of Fire, Chapter 2-13.1, shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Delete 2-13.1, creation of department supervision in its entirety. Add new 2-13.1, creation of department supervision as follows. A, the Department of Fire is hereby created pursuant to NJSA 40A:14-7 and shall consist of a chief and as many firefighters, lieutenants, captains, deputy chiefs, and civilian personnel as the council may determine by ordinance. The department shall be under the day-to-day supervision of a chief who shall be appointed by the council. B, the following position and rank shall be constitute the table of organization of the Department of Fire: 1 chief, 6 deputy chiefs, 17 fire captains, 14 fire lieutenants, 70 firefighters.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 65-4. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Councilwoman Ormond? You gotta unmute?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Somebody has their hands up, I can't see it. Oh. Oh, and it's. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Gavick,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Crosby, Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes.
Put it in and then change it like you did last time.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to ordinance 65-5.
Council
An
President,
ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. 7-33 handicap parking regulations, 7-33.1A handicap parking on street. Add 918 Roselle Street, one space on, the spot will be on East Curtis Street. Add 1524 Winans Avenue, one space added. 1112 Winans Avenue, one space added. 104 West 11th Street, one space added. Delete 604 West Elm Street.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 65-5, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Okay, roll call, discussion? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Gavick,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Crosby, Roman,
Yes.
I got muted by the host. He's doing too much.
65-5. What's your vote, Councilwoman? Councilwoman, what's your vote on 65-5? Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to consent agenda items. All items listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests. You have items number 1 through 7. Does any council member wish to discuss any of the items? Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move for approval of consent items 1 through 7 and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
I abstain on number 2 and yes to the rest.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby. Mrs. Cosby. Roman,
I am going to vote no to appointing Peter Brown to the Environmental Commission and vote yes for the rest.
We have a number, please.
3, Council President, thank you.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
and Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to go on to committee reports and comments from members of the governing body. Okay, we're going to start with Councilwoman Ormond.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Council President. Okay, I'm going to start off with reading my finance report. Approval is requested for the following finance actions. The payment of bills totaling $1,523,879.46 have been signed by the mayor, council president, and finance chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the clerk's office. We are in receipt of the investments made by the city treasurer for the month of January at a rate of 0.10%. I move for approval and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby. Mrs. Cosby,
I'm not voting unless you let me vote when I was trying to vote.
what? Can you repeat that?
We didn't hear what you said.
I was on and I was trying to vote. And so some kind of way I wasn't allowed to speak. I wasn't a panelist. Then when I became a panelist,
Wasn't anybody in this room?
I was being muted again.
All right,
I'm voting yes to the consent agenda, but I would like to register my vote for the ordinances if that's possible.
We're on the finance report.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't vote for that. No, sorry.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Councilwoman Ormond.
Okay, great. Also, just to briefly give a recap of our accident review committee, the items that were discussed and approved are on the agenda, so there's really no need to go into detail. But one item that we did discuss was safety around the PAL building. We realized that during certain peak times, there are a lot of children walking back and forth, and it's a growing concern of the parents, residents, and the third ward councilwoman. So we are addressing some ideas to try to make that area a little more safe for the children. So I would also like to kind of like talk about a few little housekeeping things in the first ward. We had a very, very big snowstorm, and there were some serious issues. And I'm not going to say with DPW, but I'm going to actually say with some of the residents. Snow routes must be adhered to. And I'm going to actually put this part of my report because we have a lot of new residents in the community that don't know how we do business here in the city of Linden. So number one, if you do have a car and it's parked on the emergency snow route, there is no knocking on your door and giving you a second chance. You may get towed immediately. Sometimes we do try to figure out who you are, but if it's really a bad storm, they're going to tow you. And it'll maybe 24 hours, 36 hours before you're eligible to get your car back. So please adhere to those snow routes. When possible, park in your driveway. If you have multiple cars, pull all the way up, get your cars in the driveway. It's more difficult for the plows to get through when you have your car on the street. And the whole goal is to try to get as close to the curb as possible. The biggest complaint that I have is shoveling the snow and blowing the snow back into the street. When you have the plow come through and it's a 5-block stretch and 3 out of the blocks look great and there's 2 sporadically that seem to still have snow in it, it's typically because families have taken their snow blowers and have blown the snow back into the street. Please do not do that. It's very difficult for me to call DPW and justify another run over 2 little small sections of a whole entire block because you've thrown your snow back in the street. Also, be kind to your neighbors. We have new neighbors that may not realize, because this was the first big snowstorm, that you must shovel your walkway. I received phone calls complaining this person didn't shovel theirs, this person didn't shovel theirs. Well, maybe they didn't know. And I'm just asking kindly, let's be neighborly. Knock on the door and let them know, you know, we have an ordinance and you have XYZ hours to get this shoveled. Trust me, I'm sure if you approach them in a neighborly fashion, they will be more than glad to shovel their snow. But if they find out that you're calling the police on them for something that they didn't know, it leads to bad blood. So let's be neighborly. Let's try to help one another out. Let's remember the seniors that may not be able to shovel themselves. And just remember, you know, this snowstorm was really bad, but we were all in it together. But I want to thank DPW for the job that they did. I want to thank them because it was an ugly snowstorm. We had a certain amount of men and we got double the snow. So thank you. The next snowstorm, I'm sure it'll be done better. And please reach out to me if you have any questions pertaining to the snow removal, parking, and what you should do in terms of throwing the snow back, not throwing the snow back in the street. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ormond. Councilman Javik.
Yes, Council President. As chairman of the fire committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the month of January 2021. A total of $7,183.25. Regarding the Linden Fire Department ambulance billing for the month of January 2021, the amount of $67,314.14 for the year to date. Good evening. First, I'd like to say, with weather like today, I'm ready for spring. Fortunately, there's some snow still in the forecast. I'd like to thank everyone who put the effort in cleaning up and opening up our city from the past snowstorms. Sure, it wasn't perfect. Compared to other cities, it wasn't that bad either. Today, our guys were working around school number 8, getting ready for the children coming back. And unlike some towns, our downtown looks great. So thank you very much. If you see any fire hydrants that are not accessible because of snow, please reach out to me and extend a helping hand if it's on your property and shovel around it. A lot of our uptown businesses are hurting in this pandemic, and our CID office, also known as Uptown Linden, is working on coming up with programs to help our small business owners. I will keep you informed as this progresses. Also, one of our biggest complaints in Linden centers around a lack of parking. As more development is taking place, we're asking developers to actively take a look and come up with a plan to help provide additional parking to our city at their buildings. I'm confident they will start complying. We are also pursuing possible charging stations around the city, because electrical vehicles, they're becoming a strong reality right now. Also, please note, on Wood Avenue, we have quite a few boxes marked out at the corners. They are no parking zones. This is a safety issue and being enforced, so please don't park in those spots. So pray for spring, be safe, be healthy, be responsible. I can be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavick@linden-newjersey.org. Council President, and the report.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Councilwoman Caldwell.
Thank you, Council President. Greetings, neighbors in the Third Ward. I hope this message finds you well. I am the chair of Code and Construction, and for the month of January 2021, we collected $82,839. 223 permits were issued and 10 certificates. I'm the chair on IT, on the IT committee, and we're looking into a solution where people can purchase permits online. So that's a work in progress. I'm also looking into a ticketing system for some of the departments internally for the city, so you can track requests, because we send emails and multiple emails, and it's not in one single source of information where you can pull a report to see what the status is, so we could move things forward. Dr. Martin Luther King Park, the cameras are a work in progress. They're working internally on the logistics. Hopefully by April of this year, the cameras will be deployed and working. The spam issues that have been happening in City Hall, it seems to be contained. I thank the IT, Charlie Crane, for his work. Thank you very much. For the Third Ward, there will be a contractor on Maple Avenue tomorrow working on the sanitary main break. I had a neighbor that unfortunately had issues with the sewer, so we have a contractor coming out February 17th tomorrow. Also, the PAL building, that's in my ward. We are looking to put snow guards on the side of them early spring. I'm still waiting on the exact dates. I will be following up. Also, they will be removing snow from Seoul. DPW's removing snow from Seoul. Seoul is in my ward, so that children can return back to school safely. And another thing, please do not throw snow in the street. It makes it difficult for DPW. The storm, we had a lot of snow, and DPW is working very hard, but we need your assistance as well. You know, if you can move your car off of the main roads, that would help tremendously with DPW, because they have to navigate around the cars and it's tight. So I appreciate your assistance. On February 25th at 7 p.m., I will be having my Third Ward community meeting. The information will be up on the city website. You can go to the city website. My number is 908-274-1307. My email is mcaldwell@linden-nj.org. If you need me, please feel free to call me. If you want to be on my blast text list, please send me your mobile number so I can keep you abreast of what's going on in the ward. And stay safe, wash your hands, and wear your mask. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Caldwell. Councilwoman Cosby.
Council President, I on my phone on speaker. Do you mind if I put her on here? I don't know if you can hear her or not.
Okay, go ahead, Councilman.
All right, Councilwoman, go ahead and speak.
I just lost all my notes.
There's a lot of feedback, by the way, Councilwoman.
Well, I don't know where the feedback is coming from. I'm just going to turn my phone off.
We can't make out what she's saying, Councilman Medina.
Okay, not a problem, Council President. I
Okay,
think
maybe she could try to get back into the meeting.
she's gonna try to get back into the meeting, Council President.
Okay, I'll move on to Councilman Roman, and then when she gets back in, we'll go back there. Okay, Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President.
Go ahead, sir.
Just making sure I'm unmuted. I apologize. Good evening. I want to get right into it. I want to talk about Pleasant Avenue, corner of Pleasant and West Linden, which is right behind GM, right behind our new Walmart. So last, right after the storm was over, there was huge major leaking going on in the ground at West Linden Avenue in Pleasant. I received many phone calls, many pictures about it. Went out over there and checked it out myself. That area kind of floods sometimes, but this is way worse. So I just wanted this to be clear to everyone who's asking, especially the Hampton and Smith residents. Everyone's freaking out because you can't really access the rest of town without using 1 and 9 over there if this area behind Walmart is closed down. But it's American Water that's doing the work, and they have these 36-inch pipes. It's funny, when I first came on and I saw a lot of redevelopment happening in the 6th Ward, I would always be out there and just ask questions about the infrastructure of the city. And it turns out that the city on West Linden Avenue has these huge, and I don't know if you can actually see these on my phone, but this pipe, like 36 inches wide. Imagine it's like the width of your garbage can. And that's where the running water is coming through, straight through like 100 miles an hour. And they had a huge leak there. One of the guys told me that if it actually blew out completely, that the whole train tracks was going to be underwater. So they've been constantly working over there. I know basically it's like a 24-hour job. And I was just told recently, a few minutes ago, that they're going to be out there till like 24th. So be patient. It isn't the city, but I will assure you that Mr. Pantina's office and everyone else involved is working as hard as they can to get that back open and get American Water to get the job done as quick as possible and to restore that intersection so that we can start to use it again. Apologize for the inconvenience again. It's caused a lot of traffic. I know that South Styles during the day on traffic is a total mess, but just bear with us. If you have any questions, please reach out to me directly, and I will, try to help in any way you can. And I want to talk about the snowstorm on February 2nd. This was by far the most challenging snowstorm we've had since I was elected to council 3 years ago. The dead ends in the 6th Ward were by far the worst. And I had no idea I had like 9 or 10 dead ends until I actually had to count them while I was out there. Didn't know I had that many, but it was so difficult for DPW to deal with this. And with respect, and I kid you not, I was out there the entire time. The residents didn't make it any easier for DPW. I saw many residents on West Morris Avenue, Mitchell, Hampton, putting snow back into the street. So you have, I don't know, a 20-foot wide street, 25-foot wide street. You got a 6-foot wide car here, a 6-foot wide car here. You only got about 15 feet here, and people are throwing snow in the street. We can only, with these dead ends, only get a smaller truck down there because we will get our big truck stuck, which happened on West Morris Avenue in the dead end. So we were working as hard as we can. I'm going to ask later in my report that the 6 warders, please do not put the snow back into the street when you're shoveling it. Please build a pile on your lawn or in between the sidewalk and in the right of way, and do not put it in the street. So that's DPW can better accommodate you and get your streets clean faster. I mean, we should honestly, and I think Councilman Strano had spoken to this in our emergency meeting last week. We need to go out there as a community and really help each other out, whether it's helping the seniors out or what, but we got to clear the roadways. I see some cars out there still barely unplugged, still using their little snow igloo parking spots because they just want to shovel enough to get their cars out. And that's no way to be neighborly. We really need to pick that up. And again, there's kids, there's not as many kids there used to be, but you need someone. I will arrange for someone to come by and help you guys out. So again, that's the dead ends. Mitchell Ave, West Morris, Hampton, please do that. It's really hard for me, as Councilman Mormon said, to call DPW and, you know, say, hey, I need you to go down the street again when they already hit it twice because someone else is putting snow and which turns the ice into the middle of the street. So I want to thank DPW from John Venditto, from Nick Fantina and Jerry Bishop in the administration, all the way down to John Venditto, Dave Martinez, and all the workers involved. I know there were issues throughout the whole city. The sixth ward was a big issue as well, but we were not the only ward. Every ward had issues. Our workers busted their behinds. Sometimes they were doing double shifts. A lot of them actually were doing double shifts. You know, some of the guys would just stay at work and go to sleep on their own shift and then just get back up and go back to work. So after some sixth warders and I got together, we were able to raise just about $1,300 for DPW. We want to do something special for them. But because of the storm and because of COVID, you know, it was discussed among the heads of DPW that it wasn't a good idea for us to just bring a bunch of food over and have 100 DPW workers pick from the same dishes. If one person had COVID and one person picked from a dish that everyone else dished out with, then you guys aren't getting your garbage picked up, you're not getting your snow plowed or nothing. So what we're planning on doing is to issue tickets for certain small businesses around the city. So it'll say we raise $1,300 and there's 100 DPW workers. We're gonna basically be giving a $13 ticket out that's good at any one of these restaurants. This will, you know, first off, show our appreciation to DPW and how hard they worked. Secondly, it's going to inject money into the small businesses, which obviously needed that right now. So it's a win-win. And I think it's, you know, a good thing. It's the charity that I got involved in council to do. This is the type of stuff I want. So with that, snowstorm on Thursday. Use your entire driveway. Park as many cars in your driveway as you can.
Councilman, your time is up. You need additional time?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Council President. Please do not throw the snow back in the street. Make it easier on us and the DPW workers. Please shovel the sidewalks as it's the owner's responsibility of their houses, where they live. There were tickets given out for that. And please remove your car from the emergency streets. In the sixth ward, those streets are the entire length of Linden Avenue, all of Wood Avenue, all of Clinton Street, and all of Stiles Street. Unfortunately, if you do not move your car will be towed, as Councilwoman Ormond said. I saw at least 3 or 4 cars towed, even after LPD and parking enforcement knocked on every door to try to get people to move. I have one more thing, Council President. Over the last 3 weeks, I've been able to be behind the sticks at the county's COVID hotline for vaccinations. When the first, and I apologize, Council President, but this is important information to get out to every member of any public, the vaccine, which is everyone.
Go ahead.
Thank you. When the vaccines first came out, everything was done online. If you wanted a vaccine, you had to go on the website at the same time in every single county and try to buy for one of, you know, these 200 appointments when there's 600,000 people trying to get a vaccine. I think the county realized pretty quickly that that was not benefiting the seniors that are the ones that actually deserve to get this vaccine first and the ones that we need to get this vaccine first. So they set up this hotline. It's an old school phone. You guys call, and the phone number is, and this is important, 908-613-7829. They are open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the weekdays and 9 to 1 on the weekends. Every single day that I've been working on that hotline, which is basically every day, we have given out appointments through that hotline. Scarce, but since the federal government over the last couple of weeks have kind of gotten themselves together, the federal government has doubled the amount of vaccines that the state has been getting, from 100,000 to now 250,000 per week, and the county is getting more. So we've been able to give them out more appointments. So it's not all done online. It can be done through the phone. I tell people to call constantly, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, and there will be appointments available. And as this continues and as there are more vaccines coming in, more people are going to get in there. So if you're 65 or older or have one of the pre-existing conditions that are outlined by the state, call that number. It's been super successful, especially for the seniors. 908-613-7829. Thank you, Council President. If anyone has any questions about all that, 908-494-5784 phone number. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Cosby? Councilwoman Cosby?
Can't get here. Hello.
Okay, Councilwoman, go ahead, please.
I'm gonna give you my report, and I'm also gonna, if I can, retroactively vote. I'm having some difficulty here.
We can't, Councilwoman, it's all blurred. We can't hear you.
I can't hear you. See? I can't hear you.
Councilwoman, we can't hear you. It's all blurred.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Now we can hear you.
I would like to give my report, but I asked if I can retroactively provide my votes since I was having such great difficulty.
I have to get a legal opinion on that, Mr. Antonelli.
I mean, to the extent that she was having some difficulty, you know, she certainly can, if she remembers all her votes.
Okay,
I always write them down. You know me, Dan.
okay. Can you give us the numbers, Councilwoman, so Mr. Bodek and, okay?
Yes. So I
Okay,
wanted
just
to
go slow,
vote
they're gonna
on
write it on. Okay, go ahead.
ordinances on hearing. I'm going to vote yes to 65-2. I am abstaining on 65-4. And I'm voting no to 65-1 and 65-3. And I was voting yes to the consent agenda. I did have, that's as far as we got, right?
We're on committee reports now.
All right. So my committee report, I'm not even going to give the whole report. I'm going to, because it's just too much going on right now. I'm frustrated. And this is the first time I've been on 2 phones and 2 computers, and all of a sudden I can't get in. But let me just give my quick report. We have the Black History Contest. This is the 11th year. So in cooperation with the Recreation Department, we're going to do the presentation online, actually. The information is posted on the city website. It's going to be the 24th of February, 6:30 p.m. I did send out the information for the essay contest because we've been promoting creative writing for the past number of years. Unfortunately, the kids are disconnected. They are totally disconnected. So the superintendent is going to encourage, again, submissions because we don't have very many to choose from. But our honoree this year is Judge Corbett. She's the Chief Justice of the City of Linden, a woman of color. And the resolution is on tonight, but it will be presented to her on next week. I have no report from the Environmental Commission. However, there is, to my surprise, an appointment for one commissioner on tonight's agenda. As you all know, I've been assigned as the liaison to this commission for 2 years, and I have asked and pleaded to have appointments made so the commission can actually function. And I guess I'm not sure if I was ignored or not, but I even volunteered to do this, and I was told I couldn't. This is beyond disappointing because just one appointment is still not going to enable the commission to conduct their business for the city of Linden. There were 3 vacancies. I know Hans was appointed, but then he went out of state and, you know, a lot of stuff. We need commissioners here for this commission to actually be able to do what they're supposed to do. We have all this construction. They're supposed to be able to weigh in, go to training, and then weigh in on that based on the environmental impact, if there would be any. I don't know. I don't get it. It is what it is, and these are mayor's appointments. So I do have a report submitted from the Shade Tree Commission, and I'm just going to, if I can read it really quickly. It was submitted by Jeff Tandle, who is the secretary and the chairman of the Shade Commission. There's going to be limited spring planting for the wards not planted in the fall of 2020. There's no budget increase. They're losing 200 to 250 trees a year. They're only planting like 100 and 120, losing ground on the canopy cover. No increase to the secretary's salary for more than 4 years, despite a promise by the mayor. I think all the secretaries should be equal, period. I've said that before. That's just my injection on that. For the last year, the spotted lanternfly has been in Linden, and I'm just reading his report. He says that the mayor's secretary would only allow a short period of posting on the city website, and the suggestion is that it be posted in front and center until it is the invasive species is no longer here. I mean, he said his second report says the mayor's secretary and Kathy Gaylord attended a meeting to try, I apologize for that, to try and bully the commission regarding reforestation plan for the tree compensation that they were stealing in Wilson Park for a duplicate gymnasium for the high school. The chairman is working on a pro bono with no compensation for the plan valued at about $35,000. Ongoing issue with residents damaging and cutting down trees illegally. Fines need to be issued by code enforcement. And those were the highlights from the meeting. I also wanted to just state that there's a lot of people who wish to have solar panels, and that would impact the trees. So the Shade Tree Commission was supposed to discuss that, but I don't see it from the notes here. In the 5th Ward, we had a lot of businesses, and they did not shovel from the snowstorm. So I just want the residents to know that I'm here collecting the data and submitting it for inspection. If we have it again this time, I'm going to ask that they be issued summonses, because we had a horrible time with our folks trying to catch the bus and walk on St. George Avenue specifically in the 5th Ward. The businesses did not clear the sidewalk, so people were walking in the street, and that's super unsafe. I'm just going to end my report there, and I hope that you guys will log in on the 24th. Yeah, I think that's all I have. Thank you for your consideration and the time. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Strano.
Good evening, everyone. I have the I have the personnel report. Used to be the finance and personnel report. That's why I had that Freudian slip there. In the police department, item number 1 is approving the promotion of Officer John Vasquez to police sergeant effective March 1st, 2021 at the salary of $113,518 a year. And this is a replacement for a retirement for, I think William Bishop is retiring from that position. B is approving the appointment of 5 public safety telecommunicators from the attached list effective March 18th, 2021 at the salary of $38,000 a year, pending the successful completion of the city's background check. C is approving the appointment of 1 clerk from the attached list effective March 15th, 2021 at the rate of $34,548, pending a successful completion of the city's background check. And D is approving the appointment of Katarzyna Jadas as a police officer retroactive to February 1st, 2021 at the annual salary of $51,050, pending the successful completion of the city's background check. And E is approving the appointment of Daniel Hernandez as a special law enforcement officer 2, a SLEO 2, at the salary of $45,945 to become a sworn police officer, pending the completion of the Police Training Commission requirements, retroactive to February 1st of 2021 at the salary of $45,945 and pending the successful completion of the city's background check. In the Department of Community Services and Division of Buildings and Grounds, approving the posting for 1 laborer due to the resignation and termination. And B is approving the title change for Rolando Rodriguez from Building Maintenance 1 to Building Maintenance Worker 2 with no increase in pay. In the Division of Public Works, approving the request to Civil Service 4-1 Public Works Supervisor test. 3, in the Recreation Department is approving of the seasonal list as attached. 4, in the Municipal Court, approving the appointment of Latoya Boyd as a full-time clerk 1 effective March 15th, 2021, effective March 15th, 2021, at the rate of $34,548, pending successful completion of the city's background check. B is approving the appointments of Javier Marca, Denise Thurett, and Zakaya Brown as part-time clerk 1s effective March 15, 2021, at the rate of $18.67 per hour, pending the successful completion of the city's background check. 5, in personnel, is the approval of the requested FMLA, NJFMLA leaves on file in the Personnel Division for the following. I'm not going to read these names because I don't think they're supposed to be on here. This was supposed to be just for
It's just for, yes, Councilman, it's just for the council's approval. Public one is out with Mr. Bodak.
right. So what we say here is that the list is filed in the clerk's office. If anyone's interested, they could look there. Is that correct?
In the personnel office, sir, our office.
Personal office, right,
Thank you.
which is under our city clerk. But
Yes, sir.
I'm going to move for approval and ask for a second of this report.
Second,
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Crosby?
No.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Lane?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Council President,
Councilman, you're muted. Okay, go ahead, Councilman Strano.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm going to need a little extra time, I think. Hopefully not, but I'll run through as quickly as I can.
Okay, go ahead.
First and foremost, I want to let the residents and our employees that work down in the 7th Ward, I'm going to give them an apology from Phipps 66, although they haven't forwarded one. This morning, we had the cross bucks down across Lower Road at the quiet zone railroad crossing for almost 4 hours. Actually, it was probably more than 4 hours. We had tractor trailers, gasoline tankers, and various vehicles backed all the way up to West 21st Street on this side. I couldn't tell from the other side because I couldn't get there. And that is just totally unacceptable. As I drove up South Style Street, well, actually it was Lower Road at that point, and made a right turn from Trimley Point Road. And I was met with oncoming traffic from, I imagine, employees that were trying to get to work on time, driving in the oncoming lane. That is just totally unacceptable. And the mayor and I are working on this, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. That railroad crossing has been nothing but a headache since day one, since they put that rail crossing in. Yeah, we appreciate the ratables that we get, but this is like a total disregard for residents and employees that work in this part of the city. That being said, I'm going to get off that for a minute. I'm going to move over to some of the, I'm not going to repeat everything that was said. I'm sure I, as a DPW or Community Services Committee Chair, I appreciate all the efforts that our crews from all of the divisions, which is public properties, public works, municipal garage, even our police and fire pitched into, making sure that they could get to fire hydrants. And in the middle of this, we had a fire. I don't think it was 3 alarms, Chief, if I'm not mistaken, for Winans Avenue, 2-alarm fire at Winans Avenue. That was cooking pretty good. Fortunately, there were no injuries, and the fire department and the contributing neighboring towns managed to make sure that it was contained to that one building. I think there was minor damage to the neighboring building, but all in all, it could have been a lot worse, and I thank them for their efforts. Back to the DPW, though, we did have a meeting, as Councilman Roman had alluded to, about how we can address these snowstorms a little bit better. And one of the things that we are going to discuss in our upcoming Community Service Committee meeting, which will be in the upcoming weeks, getting back to maybe purchasing small tracked vehicles that can get into those small streets that our trucks just can't get down to when we have that kind of snow. There are some logistics. The machines that we used to have, people can remember back when DPW had a miniature armored division. And when we'd have a snowstorm like this, you'd see all the bombardiers come out. They were the little track vehicles with plows on them. They were great little machines, but they got old. I think the last couple that we got put it out in training form. That company does not make those machines anymore, and we don't even know if there's anything like that out there anymore. I think it's been probably superseded by some skid steer loader, but we're going to be looking into that. Unfortunately, there's no way we could get them delivered or approved before this winter ends, but hopefully we'll have them for next winter. Also, I was contacted by Phillips 66 looking for, they're researching philanthropic opportunities for Linden, and some of the ideas that they requested might be some improvements to Memorial Park. And we're looking into that. There's a lot of ideas that I have. There's a lot of improvements that I want to continue with, including getting a new skate park built. I don't think they can pay for that, but they might be able to do some other smaller things that'll improve that park. And that's something I'm going to be working on in the future. Also, the enforcement on snow removal, as all the other council people had mentioned. Unfortunately, for the residents that were getting used to using the new sidewalk on South Style Street, apparently the property owners there are not aware of that sidewalk being there now because it's brand new, especially if it snows and it's covered with snow. You can't even tell it's there. You don't know it's there. And our construction code department's on top of that with these different commercial establishments to make sure that they're cleaned up in the future. Hopefully, we'll get their attention. They've all been informed that these walks need to be cleared, and we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, we don't have any more snowstorms, but if we do, I'm going to make sure that they're on top of that. That concludes my report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Councilman Blaine.
Welcome, everyone. Chairman of Parks and Recreation, I'm pleased to announce that there's a number of programs that's being put forth that we encourage the entire community to participate in. There's a game night February 26th. They're already registering for the soccer program, so if you have kids that like to participate, please make sure you go online and register for them. There's a Black History program that's taking place. Again, all of these are on the website. You can go on and register and get involved. The other thing we talked about during our meeting with Parks and Recreation is using other avenues and other methods of getting the word out. We encourage all the residents, if you have a suggestion, we're more than welcome to listen to any suggestions you may have, so that to help us spread the word, and whatever vehicle you use the most, maybe you can encourage us to apply that, so you make sure that you stay informed. Again, like everyone else around the city, we had our snow issues in the 8th Ward, but the 8th Ward is very unique. We have some very narrow streets, as well as a lot of multi-family dwellings. So there's times when we may have 4 or 5 cars per household. So understand the challenges that face when we encounter a snowstorm, such as 2 feet of snow. It's almost inevitable that we're not going to get a clear street, especially some of the side streets, because we just literally have too many cars on the street. And I understand everybody can't put their car in the driveway, but maybe we can start communicating with one another, and maybe you could utilize a neighbor's driveway, what have you. But the one thing that I will say that I noticed that a lot of people, I'm not gonna say most, a lot of people, as they were shoveling their cars out, they were throwing the snow back in the street. You can't complain that our streets aren't being plowed if you're throwing the snow right back in the street. So let's do a better job on our behalf, because I want to give our DPW just hats off to those guys. They work very diligently, and I know the challenges they were up against. And I will say that even when we found some challenges in the 8th Ward, when I was notified, we were able to call DPW and they came right out and they plowed those streets. So hopefully the next time around, we'll do a better job. Also, I will be submitting a handicap permit for Von Spiegel Place. So I wanted to put that out there on the table. And this goes for everyone that's willing to listen. I work for a hospital. I've been vaccinated. I think it's an excellent idea that we all should get vaccinated. The current administration is committed to having 100 million vaccinations by July. So the sooner we get vaccinated and the sooner we all get vaccinated, the sooner we get back to normal. So do your part. I've done mine. As you can see, I'm still here. So God bless everybody. Stay safe. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Blaine. Councilman Medina.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. Basically going to echo what some of my colleagues mentioned earlier with the snow and whatnot, some general housekeeping, or just to be considerate and be helpful to your neighbors. But yeah, first, thank DPW. Those guys did a great job. Wasn't perfect. There were some issues and that we all discussed here, and but we have a good crew. I tell people, when I meet someone new and whatnot, or I meet someone that whenever they're leaving town, and I tell them, there's no other town like Linden. We provide such an amazing service here in Linden. But I have to say, those guys were burnt out. It was a lot of snow. It was a lot of snow. And, I'm just hoping that it finally ended, but I know we have another storm coming up. But it was a terrible, terrible storm. We haven't seen that amount of snow in the last 4 or 5 years, I believe. But again, kudos to those guys. They worked hard, and you know what? They did a great job of reacting and responding to people's concern and whatnot. That being said, just along those lines, I have smaller snow blower. It's only 20 inches wide, but does have a big shovel in the front, and I try to help out as many people. I've been doing it for years. Before the snow blower, I was doing it with a shovel, just helping my neighbors before I even got on council, because I had a lot of seniors as neighbors, and it definitely has changed, but I just keep on the same practice. And I mention it every year, or the last time I mentioned it, when we had this amount of snow. But if you have a machine, I've seen guys, or I've seen people, they have this huge monster machine for that's designed to do a 5-car wide driveway or whatnot, and they'll just do the front of their house and just put it back in the garage. I do literally 2 blocks, and I go around the corner and as far as I can go, because I personally enjoy playing with the machine. I'm just a guy. But I tell people, just what's the harm of going another 50 to 100 feet and helping your neighbors? With the last snowstorm, I try to help as many people as possible. My machine can't handle that kind of snow, and I just try to encourage people, be neighborly. If you know someone is there, they're brand new, maybe they just don't know, the rules in Linden or rules in Jersey. I have a lot of new neighbors that moved in, and they're used to a different environment, right? Landlords will take care of all that stuff for them, and now they're homeowners. A lot of time it just takes, like Councilwoman Ormond mentioned earlier, it just takes a knock on the door. It really does. And I was able to just communicate, and you know what? The next day it was shoveled, it was taken care of. So again, just encourage people, just be a good neighbor. We're all here. We live next to each other, and if you just go out there and network with some of these people and live a positive life, and you'll be surprised how far you can get in life. That's what I tell people. That's just me. Maybe I'm just corny. Who knows? What else? I also want to quickly thank, I know we talked about this in a caucus meeting. Sorry, my son is behind me. I'm on the report, buddy. You know, we had a good discussion yesterday. Just want to, again, thank the mayor, the chief, Chief Hart, and his team. We had a very, very productive meeting last week with the new community in the 9th Ward. We addressed some issues. We talked about some issues, particularly the buses, the school buses and whatnot. You know, now we're getting together and we're being proactive and we have this great dialogue now. So I just want to thank the mayor and everyone that was part of that meeting for their support. And also I want to thank Councilwoman Ormond as well, because we work together on similar issues. So I appreciate her support as well, and working together and just building a stronger relationship with the new community that's moving in to Linden. Just trying to think on top of my head. I didn't write any notes, so I apologize. And I don't want to miss anything. Again, bring this up almost every month. I was really, really disappointed. Some message next door in Sunnyside. I was walking around, you know, with the limited space that we have in our sidewalk. I was walking around Sunnyside Park, Paul Workmeisters Park, aka Sunnyside Park, in the Melrose, and it's just so disgusting, the amount of dog waste. It's disappointing that that folks are just either lazy or they just don't have the level of education. I took a picture of 3 bags full of dog waste 5 feet away from the waste receptacle, 5 feet away. So I'm just so disappointed. I just don't know why people behave this way. As a dog owner, I always pick up after my waste. And with the limited space that we have now, people want to get out their home, especially today. It was beautiful, it was sunny. The snow was melting and people want to take advantage. And it's just a shame that we have people that are that lazy, or I'm sorry, I'm going to say that uneducated to do the right thing. You know, one of the ideas that I had years ago, and it was shot down under the old director of Parks and Recreation. I don't even believe we have that title anymore. I would love to put those dog waste bags on our current signs or our current poles. And I will be working on that. I will send that over to the committee. They're not expensive. I would love to put them up there. And maybe people just need that extra resource. If you see a baggie, you grab it, you pick up the dog waste and you throw it in the garbage. But I just wanted to mention that on this call today and on my report. And I think I got everything. You know, if anyone has any issue, I'm always available. You can call me, 908-986-6100. Text me. You can also email me at amedina@nj.org. Hope everyone's doing well, and hopefully get back in that room with my colleagues. Again, I'm tired of this virtual stuff. But that's it. That concludes my report, Council President. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. Okay, I have a report. I wanted to make mention and congratulate the following employees have filed for retirement: in the police department, Sergeant William Bishop; in public works, Michael Chamberlain; and in the municipal garage, supervising mechanic Jimmy Venditto. On behalf of Mayor Armstead and the City Council, we would like to thank you for all your service to the city of Linden and wish you all the best on your retirements. From the library board, the Valentine's Slime Show was hosted by the Linden Public Library. If you missed a show or would like to learn how to make slime with your children or grandchildren, the YouTube link is available on the library's website. The website is lindenpl.org. The Linden Library offers many services to patrons. With a valid library card, you can register for RB Digital Magazine, a free service that the library offers. There are many magazines to browse, such as Food, Us, HGTV, National Geographic, just to name a few. You could register for a library card right online. On the website also, links are also available if you need to take a free driving permit practice test, as well as IRS forms and publications to aid you in preparing your income tax returns. So you could register online. Again, as I mentioned, the website is lindenpl.org for the Linden Library. Also happy to announce that Linden will be celebrating its 160th anniversary on March 4th. Linden was formed as a township on March 4th, 1861. The Historical Society is in the works of planning some activities coming up within this year. So we will have some more information on that next month and in the upcoming months. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. So again, March 4th is the 160th anniversary of the Township of Linden being formed. Okay, that concludes my report for this evening. Mayor Armstead. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Council President.
And I'm sure you had relatives, Mayor, that go. We're expecting some photos from you.
We didn't get it in 1926. So we're closing in on 100 years. But Rebecca, my secretary,
Yes.
1854 they were here.
So they were here before the township was formed.
They've been here for quite some time, her family, you know. So anyway, moving right along. First, a lot of you all talked about the snow removal in your reports, and just like to say that, you know, this was a very difficult storm, and difficult storms are difficult to plow. We had a number of things that happened. We have a lot of new, inexperienced plow operators, and they're getting better, and we appreciate their efforts. We know that when they're out there for a tremendous amount of time, that sometimes they get a little tired and they can't be 100% effective. So we do understand that as well. And we're not beating anybody up, we're going to beat anybody over the head. We're just going to continue to try to train them so that they can become more effective and more efficient, and let them know that, that we appreciate their efforts when they come out to plow for us. There are some things that we can do as a city with regards to our ordinances and our regulations and our no parking on certain streets that I think would contribute to helping our employees plow, well, making the streets a little more plowable, I guess you could say. So we're going to be working on those things to try to help them along as well. So that being said, let's pray. There's rumors that there may be another storm coming this week. Let's pray it's not a big one, and let's pray that we get through this season without a lot of snow, so it will give us time to put some things in place so that next year we don't have to endure, I guess, what we consider streets that are not plowed to our satisfaction. And again, we're not going to make everybody happy either. So let's get that straight. No matter how well you do, you're not going to make everybody happy. But again, hopefully by next year, we'll have some better plans in place, and we'll have communicated more effectively with our residents, letting them know what they have to do to make plowing a little bit easier for our employees. Okay, moving right along, I got some good news. Amazon has finalized their renovations on a new building located down at 1800 Lower Road in Linden. They plan on being fully operational by February 24th. Unfortunately, there won't be a ribbon cutting because of the COVID-19 crisis. They're diligently working with our Linden First program to employ approximately 75 to 100 Linden and local residents. If you or anyone know, if you or anyone you know is interested in working for Amazon, we have an exclusive text message service available. Feel free to send a text message to 908-499-8450. Again, that's 908-499-8450, and let them know that you're interested in working at the Linden Amazon facility. Okay. Councilman Javik mentioned his report about charging stations, and I got very good news. I'm happy to announce that our city planner, along with myself and my LEDC director, Alex Laspinoso, and our redevelopment green energy expert, Bhavani Dashi, are currently working on a citywide RFP/RFQ to place charging stations all around Linden. It's no secret that charging stations are going to be the new normal when it comes to providing energy to vehicles. The city of Linden hopes to adapt to these new technological changes, and I'm certain that we will. Some good news with regards to our St. George Avenue development, City Village. I'm delighted to announce that our developer from City Village has informed us that he already has 32 of the 39 residential leased. Now, That's a true testament to the rental market here in Linden, as this developer has only begun leasing apartments for about 5 months now. He plans on starting the second phase of the leasing process in June of this year for the remaining 75 units. So that's, to me, a good thing. Community solar. As mentioned in our previous meeting, our community solar program is up and running. If any Linden resident would like to save 10% on their electric bill, please enroll with the link on our website, or you can call my office. And to be clear, this does not require the placement of solar panels on your homes. This program is essentially utilizing electricity that is being generated off the solar panels of our landfill. And it's to save you money, and it's fully endorsed by the city of Linden. Please enroll soon, as there are limited spots available. I talked about Linden First earlier, but Linden First, I'm happy to announce that our Linden First job program has sponsored and is still sponsoring several job fairs for Chick-fil-A, which is projected to open within a month. If you or anyone is interested in a job in the Chick-fil-A or any other business, please call or text. Once again, that's 908-499-8450. A few weeks ago, I attended a pilot program webinar that I found to be extremely resourceful and beneficial. The key takeaway that I gathered from the webinar were as follows. A significant number of cities all over New Jersey and suburban and rural areas are utilizing pilots to jumpstart redevelopment. These pilots are nothing new and have really become the best tool to enhance a town or a city's economic development. The consensus is, by most, that these pilots do not provide any significant impact on the Board of Education in our school system, as I indicated many times before. In fact, several mayors have stated it provided no impact at all on their Board of Education. These pilots are really the best tool for developers as they attempt to gather financing for their projects. And without the pilot, many of these projects would not come to fruition. I think last night at the council meeting, I mentioned that there's a bill being circulated by some of our politicians in Trenton that is going to try to require anybody who gets a pilot program, they'll have to use union workers at a prevailing wage. And this is not only going to hurt people doing developments in towns that don't have affordable housing. Those who are attempting to put affordable housing component in, they said it's totally going to do away with any development that they would consider, because they just can't afford to put these type of units up at the prevailing wage. And again, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it's an election year and someone in the union has gotten the ear of somebody down in Trenton, and they are going to have this vote occur, I guess to guarantee that they continue to get elected. And that's sad and unfortunate. If anybody would like a copy of the PowerPoint slides or the presentation, you can feel free to reach out to my office. We'll be more than glad to provide them to you. They're very informative, and they basically dispel a lot of the rumors and false beliefs that many have about regarding the pilot programs. Our Special Improvement District, our SID, is currently working on a rebate program to support the merchants of our SID. The purpose of this rebate program is to incentivize customers to shop in our SID, that's our Special Improvement District. I hope to have a better update for you at our next council meeting, guys. That being said, that concludes my report, Mrs. President. And, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Armstrong.
Also one more thing. I did notice that some of us are having technical difficulties logging on to these meetings. Now, I know everybody can't come to City Hall, but some of us are here in City Hall. And if need be, if you feel like you're going to have a difficult time, like I know myself, Muhammad, the Councilman Muhammad is not here tonight, but he usually comes into my office and sits at the other table and signs on. In the council caucus room, I know Councilman Javik usually comes in and he signs on. There's room enough there for another council person to sign on if they would like. And there's other rooms in the building here. We have the Wi-Fi, and I think our Wi-Fi is very effective here. So if you're experiencing technical difficulties with wherever you're at, please feel free to let us know in advance, and we'll make accommodations for one or two additional council members here in the building, because we think it's so important that you're able to sign on to these meetings and be able to vote accordingly, or however your conscience allows you to vote. But it's so important that you be able to sign on and participate in these meetings. So again, if you're having problems, and I do sense that some of you are having some difficulty out there signing on, there's nothing wrong with saying that, I'm having a difficult time. We're here to help, and we want to make sure that everybody can attend these meetings and be so they can be as productive and as inclusive as possible. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we will also remind them next month if they need assistance. We will set them up here in City Hall if they need some help. Okay, thank you, Mayor. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to resolutions. Okay, we have resolutions number 2021-95 to 2021-122. Okay, Councilwoman Caldwell.
I make a motion to move resolution 2021-95 to 2021.
Councilwoman?
Yes.
Oh my God.
We were gonna remove the 2021-114 until next month. If you can make a motion to do that first, please.
Okay. Okay, I make a motion to remove 2021-114, and can I ask for a second?
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Gavick,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby,
Yes.
Roman,
Aye.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Councilwoman, on the rest of them.
I make a motion to move resolution 2021-95 to 2021-122 forward. Could I ask
23.
to 23? Okay, mine says 22. It says 122. Okay. Second.
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 Okay, discussion? Any of the council members?
Do I need to raise my hand?
I hear you now, so go ahead, Councilwoman.
I wanted to discuss 120. Well, I did 123 already. 106, please.
106. Okay. Oh, that's regarding the legislation. Okay, eliminating the impact that the war on drugs has on Black and brown communities. Okay, what is your, what would you like to discuss on that, Councilwoman?
I just wanted to say I wholeheartedly support this, and I think that the residents who voted for legal recreational cannabis should be annoyed and alarmed, and they need to reach out to their state representatives and see what other workarounds they can do, because they should know that the expiration date for this, the bill A21 expired, and they voted to extend it. They also, I just feel like the state representatives did an injustice to the people, and the governor is not working for everybody. And I want the clerk to please mark for the record, his issue is that underage possession of cannabis was not listed in the original documents. However, underage alcohol possession has no penalty. So what is he trying to do? You know, like, I just wanted to make that clear, that people need to understand what the governor is holding out for punishment when there's no punishment just for possession of alcohol. But he wants to have possession without, consumption for marijuana. And it's despicable. That's just my comments.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other council members? Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Crosby,
I'm gonna vote no to 103. I will abstain on 95, 102, 109, and 121, and yes to the rest.
Roman,
A moment, sir.
Mr. Roman.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Joe? Thank you. Just give me one moment, sir.
We can't hear you, Councilman. Can you speak up a little louder?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Council President.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Okay, we're going to move on to ordinances for introduction, starting with ordinance 65-6.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 2 Administration of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden that Section 1, Chapter 2 Administration shall be and the same is hereby amended as follows. Delete Section 2-13.5, B, E2, and replace as follows. The fee service is initially set up as $800 base rate plus $15 per mile trip. Rescue fee shall be $700, and the fee of oxygen is used shall be $50. There will be a $250 fee when assessment and basic care are provided and the patient does not want to be transported to the hospital.
Okay, can we have a motion to introduce ordinance 65-6?
Yes, Council President, I move for introduction of ordinance number 65-6 and ask for a second.
Second.
Ormond? Councilwoman Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Cosby?
Yes.
Roman? Councilman Roman?
Screen said that he got kicked out.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, ordinance 65-7.
An ordinance extending rent control in the City of Linden.
Okay, can I have a motion for introduction of ordinance 65-7?
I make a motion to move forward, ordinance 65-7. Can I have a second?
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Cosby?
Wait a second.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, ordinance 65-8.
Bond ordinance authorizing various capital improvements for the Division of Engineering and appropriating $880,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $836,000 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 65-8, please?
Council President, I move that ordinance number 65-8 be introduced and
Second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Cosby?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 65-9.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the city of Linden, passed August 15th, 1995, and approved August 16th, 1995. Add Schedule 4 PP2.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 65-9, please?
Council President, I move that for the introduction of ordinance number 65-9, request a second.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby,
No.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 65-10.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7 Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999. Passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the council of the city of Linden that Section 1, Chapter 7 Traffic, Section 7-14, parking prohibited during certain hours on certain streets shall be, and the same is hereby amended to add the following. East Blanky Street on the south side, no parking except for Thursdays between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Hussa Street to Washington Avenue.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 65-10, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 65-10 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby,
Abstain.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 65-11.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $44,000 for construction of a dog park in Lexington Park and authorizing the issuance of $41,800 in bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 65-11, please?
I make a motion for ordinance 65-11 and ask for a second.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby, Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 65-12.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $550,000 for various non-public safety technology and authorizing the issuance of $552,500 in bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 65-12, please?
I make a motion to introduce ordinance 65-12. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to the public comment portion of the meeting. Comments from members of the public in attendance on city business only. Again, no personal, political, or derogatory comments, not to exceed 3 minutes. Members of the public who may be attending were on mute until this portion of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized now, please use the raised hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you're registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration, as with any council meeting. The public comment is open. The ability to register will be closed. So again, we're going to ask anyone who wishes to speak, please use the raised hand icon now in the program. Okay. Okay, I have 2 people registered to speak. Okay, the first one is YE Man. Please unmute yourself. Again, I'm calling on our first registered person to speak is YESSSMAN. Can you please unmute your microphone? Still nothing. Okay. Yeah, this is the third and last time I'm calling for this. Okay, it's YESSS man. Please unmute your microphone and give your name and address for the record, please. If you'd like to speak. Okay, I'm going to move on. I have Joseph Birch. Can you please state your name and address for the record?
Sure, Joseph Birch, 625 Beechwood Road, Linden, New Jersey.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good evening. As the president of the Linden Police Superior Officers Association, I would just like to once again thank the mayor and the city council for continuing to recognize the important role that supervisors play here in the Linden Police Department, especially with your approval of Officer John Vasquez to the promotion to the rank of sergeant this evening. John has performed the rank or all the duties of a sergeant for many years in the United States Army, and I'm confident that he'll be able to perform all the tasks that come before him here in the Linden Police Department. Also like to thank Sergeant William Bishop for his many years here at the Linden Police Department. We wish him well in his retirement, and he will definitely sorely be missed. Once again, thank you, and hopefully it doesn't snow. Thank you.
I agree 100%. Thank you, sir. Okay, can we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the public portion of the meeting and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Cosby,
Yes.
Roman,
Aye.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina, Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay. Comments from members of the governing body. 1 minute. If you'd like to speak, please use your raised hand icon in your program. Anybody from the dais wish to speak? Okay, Councilwoman Caldwell.
I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Black History Month. I live it every day. Until the day I die, I live Black History Month. So I just wanted to recognize Black History Month.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Councilwoman Ormond.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to re-emphasize that we're going to get some more snow this weekend, and please be neighborly. Councilman Medina summed it up really nicely by saying it takes only a few extra minutes to go a few extra feet. And I would at this time thank my neighbors, Robert and Savannah. We have an agreement, you know, he who is out first shovels the other. And it really, really works well. They were at work the other day. I shoveled them. We were doing something last time. They shoveled us. So just be neighborly. It takes 10 extra seconds to shovel out your neighbor. And guess what? You might even get some cookies or, you know, a bottle of wine as a thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Mayor Armstead.
I just wanted to wish Sergeant William Bishop all the best in his retirement. You know, as I've been here for so long, I've gotten a chance to know a number of the police officers and their various capacities. And, you know, we've got some real good guys here. And he was one of them. So he'll be missed. And, you know, I wish him all the best. I'm sure he'll do fine in his retirement.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay. All right. The next council meeting will be as follows. Council conference meeting Monday, March 15th, 2021 at 6 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall. The meeting will be held virtually. Okay, council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, March 16th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Council conference room. The meeting will be held virtually. Council meeting Tuesday, March 16th, 2021 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. Meeting will be held virtually. Please again check the city website, linden-nj.gov, for directions on how to participate electronically in these meetings and for copies of the agenda. Can we have a motion to adjourn the meeting, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Ormond,
yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Hopewell,
Yes.
Cosby, Roman,
Aye.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yurkaitis.
Yes. Have a good evening, everyone, and stay safe.
Have a good night, everybody.